Alright guys, back here with another video, and this time we're going to be going over my favorite villain of all time, Cooler Mill. And before we get into it, we're going to make sure you guys know about the Discord in the description. Make sure you guys are leaving comments and likes on the video so we can reach out for more Dragon Ball people to join the channel and make the Discord more hype. The amount of people that are joining in for the case tournament. So, because once we hit 64 players in the case tournament, maybe next time I'll up the count to more players to be able to join. We might have a double case tournament in the future with set 17's release. But I need you guys to make sure that these videos are getting out there to more people so more people can join the Discord and so on. And make sure to leave a comment and like with more content you guys want to see. I made a video recently that was requested, and I can do more things like that, but I just need to know what you guys are more interested in watching, because I know you guys really like that Zamasu deck profile, and we hit 50 likes on it, so stay tuned for a profile on Green Yellow Wish Zamasu or Goku Black, whichever you want to call it. But Cooler Mill, one of my favorite decks. I update this for every format at this point, and sometimes multiple times in the same format, because there's different ways to build this deck, especially with the new Universe 7 stuff that came out. I think it was in set 14, made it where you can play it with a little different, but this build is a more mill strategy with, well, you can obviously kill your opponent if they allow you to get to that point, because there is a triple striker in the deck and double strikers, obviously. So let's get into this. So on the front, if you don't know what he does, he attacks a leader, draw a card. It's a set 9 leader, so it doesn't have the standard attack anything, draw a card. Then whenever the power of one of your opponent's battle cards is decreased, your opponent mills 1 card for each instance. So if you hit 2 things, you mill 2 cards. If you hit things multiple times in a row, for each instance of you reducing the power, they mill 1 card. And if you with a battle card during their turn on the front side of the leader, you get to mill 1 of their cards and draw a card for the first instance. Then, when you're 4 or less life, you restand 1 energy, draw 1 card. And then it becomes into Revenge Transformed Cooler. And he has the same effect on your opponent's turn and on your turn whenever it goes to your turn. So once your turn, whenever one of your opponent's battle cards reduces power, you get to draw a card and mill 1 for each instance. Once per turn for the draw, and as many times per for the mill. So basically your goal is to disrupt their opponent's deck while being somewhat basically defensive and aggressive at the same time, because we know that you can't just be straight up defense in this game against, so that you can actually play for the win whenever it comes to life. So yeah, but this deck has really good play against some of the meta decks, and we'll talk about those as we go on. For the first 4 cards we were going to showcase here, we're going to showcase the Death Embrace Frieza. This card is super strong and allows you to, what I call, ping my opponent's battle cards that are larger than 10k every turn. So against Sin Shenron, the big 9-drop, you just keep pinging it once at a time, and then so you don't kill it, so they don't draw 2 cards and get a ball back. You just keep pinging it over and over and over, because once he's already established on the board, they can remove this, but they have to rest it, then attack it, which is cool. They do that. But other than that, this card is going to sit there and keep pinging it over and over, and they're going to mill 1, and you're going to keep drawing cards. So it's really cool against that deck. And against other decks, it does put in work. But against black, they have and red, they do have a lot of removal for this card, so it usually is not that relevant in that matchup. And then to the rest of the red-blue stuff. This is the stuff that is made for the deck specifically. You got 4 of your check land. It's really just that. It comes up. It can mill your opponent by attacking, but that doesn't come up very often, like once in 100 games. 4 of your Beer Super Combo. This allows you to restand that check land or any red-blue energy whenever you combo with it, and you get to arrival in your coolers and your other arrival cards. And it just helps you play defense as well. So then we got 4 copies of Hercule and Majin Buu. This card is super pivotal in the sense that it draws a card, and then it draws a card from your leader, and then you get to return 1 red or blue battle card, and then you return. So you get to recycle your bad boy coolers. Got the winter stamp bad boys here, and this one mills 1 upon being played, and then you get to hit 2 cards, so you can, and -10 ignore barrier. So you get to mill your opponent 3 cards if there's 2 battle cards on board. And it ignores barrier, so this can take care of some nasty threats. It's also a double striker, Keep that in mind. Then the last red-blue card in the deck, Cooler Suffocating Tyranny. This is a championship promo, and it costs 3 to rival in, which is a little bit much, but on your next turn, if this is still in play, you can return it back to your hand or resend an energy at the end of that next turn. So you have an extra energy to play with on that next turn. Or if you play it on your turn, you get to play it for essentially 2. But usually this is being played defensively, but sometimes you play this offensively. It is a triple striker. But it minuses 25k something on play, and your opponent mills 1 card when it's played and when it's attacking. So if you play it on their turn, you mill 1 with it. Then next turn you attack with it and mill 1. And you hit something and they mill another because your leader effect mills them as well. So this mills 3 essentially just like the other cooler, and it goes with your hand, so you can do it again later on. But he doesn't come up that often, so 2 copies is plenty for him because he's a 3 cost. Then you have 3 combo attack cooler. This card bounces the Frieza army cards back to your hand for paying 1 blue, and then when it attacks, that's because that's how you play it. Then you get the combo with a multicolor from your drop area. So you usually combo with the Beer Super combo because it's the one that's always in the drop area. And then once you do that, you get to Arrival on your turn, because you typically want to use Beer Super combo on your opponent's turn. It's also a blue card you can combo with for Arrival. That's it for the cooler related engine for milling specifically. Now we got to a Unison package. So we got 4 Jiren Unison. This is a very powerful 3-cost Unison that once they play something, you can choose it, minus 10 it, and it's not mandatory. It triggers it on every play, but you get to choose when you want to activate it. So if your opponent plays something that you don't really care to mill it because you know that they're baiting out your effect, you can mill it 10. So you can mill one card from the top of the deck because of your leader effect, and then you get to -10 it, and then it gets +1, gain double strike, and it's -3 is the crazy part. Activate battle, it's one of the only cards that is a Unison that has activate battle that actually works in this instance. And then you get kill something, ignoring barrier basically is -25 by removing 3 markers, which is crazy with this card. So it makes it really hard for people to push through with battle cards. And that's just basically the gist of this deck. Try to avoid getting low on life so that your opponent can chompa you with their leader or Unison. So basically stay above 2 life so you can't get double striked, and then kill battle cards when they swing in. The last Unison in the deck is your secret rare, SS3 Gohanks. This is the best deck for this card, in my opinion. There are a few other decks that can play this card, like Bulma and a few others that really just want to use this. But in this deck specifically, when he's played, you choose all your opponent's battle cards, ignore barrier, and they lose 25k power. So it triggers your leader for each card they have on the board, and it usually clears the board. And this card says whenever they attack you with a battle card, you can choose that card, -25 it. So once it's established, it's really hard for them to push through. It's a dual attack blocker, and it has a -4 effect. So if you play for 5 energy, you can get -4, triple strike, and dual attack. So it's really strong, 40k, triple strike, dual attack, so it can just end the game outright, rather than trying to play the mill game. To go along with those 3-cost Unisons, you have Videl, Encountering Danger. This is a deck that specifically uses this card. Most decks don't use this card because they'd rather play Yamcha, but this one specifically triggers your leader to draw a card whenever you counterplay, which is really strong, but you have the Spirit Boost one marker off when you play it, and it hits 2 things -20k, so it does do more minus power than Yamcha, and it triggers your leader to draw a card. And then the last card that goes specifically for Unison's Wolfang Fist, 3 copies. You could make an argument for 4 copies, but there are times when your opponent just really goes out of the way to kill your Unison, so this actually costs 1, so it's not that relevant. When your opponent's trying to get rid of these, make it where you can't use these, they usually have to play a battle card, so they play into it. This, on the other hand, they just kill your Unison, and then this is a 1 cost for the rest of the game. It makes it really hard. 3, testing the opposition. This is how you make it where your opponent can't stall you at 5 and leave you at 5 until they feel like they can get away with pushing you for damage. And basically, it spawns a token for you. So it's 2 stops and 2 attacks, basically. 2 Realm of the Gods. This is the new Ultra Instinct extra card, and it allows you to either A, -30k something on your turn, activate battle, and then you get to gain 10k to whatever you're swinging with, and then you get to, on your opponent's turn, essentially 15k unbreakable. Really strong for trying to outlast those large battle card swings. One We Are Universe 7. This typically is just an extra copy of your super combo. It can also add back Universe 7s from your drop area, which is interesting. Fortune to be in this card amazing in this deck, specifically because you do want to arrival a lot at one time typically. A lot of those arrival cards are played all on the same turn because of how this deck plays against some of those meta decks. But this also is just a really good defensive card or offensive card. 4 copies of Draw Ape. This is one of the only cards that really is iffy. Potentially could go down to from 4 to 3 to trim down the deck to a 52 card deck, but this card just helps you dig, so it doesn't really hurt to stay at 4 copies. And it's just really good. It's hard to explain, but this deck doesn't really draw that many cards without your opponent attacking you. So this can, like, the attack, and you notice in the aggressive deck you're playing against, you just combo this away and you get to draw 2 on the next turn. Because you really don't have a turn 2 play other than your 1-drop freezes. Then the last card in the deck for this specific build is Exploiting Weakness. This card hasn't seen play in a very long time, but since Shenron is going to be prevalent and UI Goku plays a lot of 20k or less battle cards, this will clear those fields really easily. And also, this is just a blowout if your opponent plays into it, and then you get to boost your leader by 5k for the rest of the turn. So keep that in mind when you're playing against Cooler. They potentially could have this card in their deck, and it's a blowout if you fall into it. This is the iffiest card in the deck, but if you're doing pre-side best of 1, it really won't matter because you'll be able to choose whether or not you're going to put these in or side these out. But yeah, we play best of 1 regular, like the old normal tournament. So we play best of 3, so you can side these out in games 2 and 3 when they're not that good. But yeah, once again, shout out to you guys for blowing up these videos. And if you guys want to see more content, more like decks and stuff like that, make sure to leave comments below what you want to see next. Deuces.